Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. Spawned in the middle top area and finds a cat water buffalo. We have, as the red Turks, we have Kieronortti spawning as the blue Mongols. We have Uzikoti, hard for me to say the name. So you spawn on the far sides and red is in the middle. So this is going to be perhaps a very interesting replay. Now, of course, right in the middle of the town center up north does have a dock there, as well as getting a bit of fishies. Over here, we of course have the town center over here, and we got fishes being claimed over here, and does spot this relic. I'm assuming spot the relic. Yep. So let's go ahead and take a look at each player's bonuses. Mongols, of course, definitely a crowd favorite. Cavalry Archer Civilization. Cavalry Archers fire faster, like Cavalry Hussars, supplements get increased head hit points, and we got Hunters work 40% faster, which can be very good on these Nomad maps. There's a lot of huntables. Unique units Magnized, which is an anti-siege Cavalry Archer. And it does claim that cow from his opponent. It was a scouting cow. Unique Texas Nomad. Lost houses do not decrease population headroom. Drill improves siege units movement speed, which also has access to siege engineers and siege engineers. Scout bonus is Scout Cavalry, Light Cavalry, and Hussars get +2 line of sight, which can be very handy in a Nomad map, though both players, even building town center, does not get their Scout. So it's more useful for Feudal Age Scout in this point in time. Over his opponent, they of course are the Turks. Turks get plus 25% hit points on his gunpowder units. And gunpowder technology costs 50% less. Chemistry is free. Gold miners work 20% faster. Scout, Light, Cavalry, and Hussars get +1 Pierce armor, which should be very useful versus the Hussars. Not Hussars, Cavalry Archers. And unique unit is, and Light Cavalry and Hussar upgrades are free, which is pretty good as well. Unique units, Janissaries, hand cannoneers, which are a unique hand cannoneer, which I believe costs food and not wood. Which I believe, no, there's hand cannoneers like that as well. It'll be actually unique if it costs wood rather than food. And we got a bit of a fire galley fight here. Looks like red will lose out. Blue has gone for a large, very large force of fire galleys. And let's see, the other benefits as well. Sapphire's Cavalry Archer gets plus 20% HP. And the artillery gets +2 rate from bombard towers, bombards, cannons, and cannon galleons. Streaming these fire galleys one at a time, not focusing down the wounded ones either. Red may lose his position there, but red does have a good solid base in the center of the map. So blue's going to have to scrape on the edges, and blue only has this good size gold node there, but only has that gold node there. I don't think either player scout down south got untamed water bison, water buffalo. Blue's going to be hitting these fishing ships very good. But red has more opportunities to claim gold in the map, so red has a good spot or could have a horrible spot. All depends on the engagement, because in the center he has a strong base, but that's of course where most of your infrastructure is going to be. You don't want to lose your infrastructure either. The engagement distance will be quite close to each other, so whoever gets good aggression will probably come out on top. Blue is of course providing some great aggression with at the sea, dying the fishies for red. It's also a mill here for gathering up the foray. There's also a water buffalo there, which the demo raft will claim could potentially explode and kill the water buffalo, but probably that's not a good idea. And now we do have a house being put up by red. Is he going to put another house there and try to put a wall in the tower? Why is there a house there? It does not provide a very good vision, that's for sure. I'm not sure why there's a house there, but there is a house there. It looks like the dockyards will be burned down slowly, because apparently makeshift flame throwers are not very good versus structures. And it looks like, let's see, who do we have selected? Red is going for Feudal Age, blue is, or Castle Age, both, and blue's going for Castle Age as well. Red will have an ever so slight advantage when it comes to Castle Age. We got some demo rafts here, or a demo raft in reserve. And what is... Ah, Red is going for the aggression, going straight for our castle rush next to stone and gold. And Blue needs that gold. He should definitely has this area, this castle spotted there because he's building right next to the houses. And this housing property will go straight down because they're blocking the windows there. It's denying all the view of this nice forest land there. And he does, of course, deny that single gold node that I mentioned earlier. He needs to get out. He's getting out his own castle. He needs to get out a not workshop. Siege workshop, yeah, that's actually the term. You need to get out some battery rams as soon as possible. You can actually delete these houses there and provide the battery ram good cover to advance forward onto the castle. You have a bunch of something's actually crewed inside the castle there. See the flags at the top, or that's just maybe the castle's natural animations. He does actually have he's actually getting hand cannoneers or janissaries inside the castle. He's going highly aggressive with a castle rush into his unique unit. He's also deploying, keeping these villagers on the front line for collecting resources. He could actually get the stone here. But Blue needs to get out some battery rams as soon as possible. He's going to need to sell off gold for battery as well. He's going for a wheelbarrow. Let's see. Blue does not have a whole lot of gold. He needs gold for battery rams. He does have a market out. He needs to get out as much wood as possible and much resources as possible in order to stop that castle. Red's even walling in his opponent with some stone walls down south. Very nice. These fire ships will spot it. They could pick off some of those walls. Will take quite a bit of time. Not so sure how effective fire ships are versus wall. Probably the answer is probably very poorly. Blue has got another town center there. Does cancel it. Trying to go for this town center. Does have it slightly built there, so he has to go for it. And Red's house here is actually drawing fire from Blue's castle. That's why the castle is not firing against the hand cannoneers or the janissaries. Let's take out this town center there. Big losses so far for Blue. This is not looking good for Blue. Blue does have a bit of infrastructure here. He could potentially deploy out a town center over here. Not sure where his villagers are. He could actually claim the gold here as well. With at least 1 or 2 villagers. He needs any sort of scraps of gold. I think he canceled some sort of structure there, trying to get another town center up and going. That could be his first, or his now new first town center. See, let's take a look. Blue does have less villagers than his opponent, but he does have fishing ships, so he does have a steady source of food this entire time. That means he has plenty of food for villagers, and he could sell that off for gold. I still believe he needs to get out a siege workshop as soon as possible. I know how to speak. I also seen some hand cannon fire or janissary fire. Janissaries are starting to make their way forward. Trying to go for a forward castle. I think the castles may be in range of each other. He does have one, not bracer upgrade. What's the first archer upgrade? I forget what exactly it's called, but he does have that. Magadite being pulled out. He could rally in some Magadite into this fresh castle. The castle will, of course, gain some additional arrows from that. Oh, I heard. I think he just threw a demo raft into that stone wall. And now the castles are in a castle war. He needs to get his Magadite into the castle. And throwing villagers won't hurt, but they need to be collecting as well. I would say pull out what Magadite he can and put them in there. Though he doesn't have any gold income. And he starts pushing way forward, does take out the Magadite. He needs to get out some scout cavalry at this point in time. He's in other trash units. Probably scout cavalry would be his best option. He's getting out a monk. That'll give him a small trickle of gold. That's probably worth it at this point in time. Castles currently fighting each other. Red does, of course, have villagers on the front line for repairs. claiming the cow as well. These Janissaries here, they are receiving a bit of arrow fire. Blue's right now just queued up villagers. He's had nothing else on the build queue. He does, of course, got one relic, so he does have a small trickle of gold. He does convert a villager there, so he could potentially throw it on nearby gold. Looks like the villager's going to be shanking her. There's some gold nodes over here he may know of. He knows about this one at least, and does know about that one as well. And getting any sort of gold income is going to be useful for Blue. He needs, of course... I really say he needs to get out that siege workshop as soon as possible. Battery rams are good, and his opponent's going for Janissaries. Battery rams resist pierce attack. I think their pierce armor is like, what, 180? Something absurd. Reds went out to the castle. We got a bit of a castle war. Don't see any technologies that influence the castle war from either side. Down south, that villager is still being shanked. Blue will claim this water bison. And Red will soon claim it for himself. There we go. There's another relic down here could potentially claim. Down another monastery. We do got Red advanced to Pure Age. He has actual gold income. Blue doesn't have much gold income. In fact, he does have enough gold to advance up, tech up, right? And he is going for Impure Age himself. He's going straight for trebuchets. I still say it was a mistake of not going for a battering ram. This game can still go either direction. It's being very messy. Got two villagers down here, but these villagers have high health, and there's a Janissary ready to gun down these villagers. Oh, I thought I saw a bombard cannon. Yeah, there's a bombard cannon, and now paratrooper is now hitting Blue's castle. Blue's castle line is being cracked, and Blue's going to cast in GG. I say there still was a massive oversight by Blue, just not getting out batter rams. By the way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.